Okay, so let's preface this. Number one, I got him to build it. Yes. Okay, number two, there's a lot of confusion on how to put this together. So apparently they understand it. There's a lot of confusion as the direction of the fan blades, right? So,
yep.
So what seems simple is, go ahead and...
So basically your fan comes with two different colors. Most fans do. One's, you know, dark or lighter, or one will come with a gray and a brown, or whatever you choose. And so you get to choose which side of the fan blade you would like to see.
Or this side.
And so we're going to use this side. And the way these work, most of them come with just an arm that usually is straight with a Y on it. And then that would essentially attach to the top. So this is our bottom that we're going to be viewing. It attaches to the bottom and your bolts go through the top to mount it most of the time. So, but with these, because they come with these nifty decorative brackets.
There we go.
This decorative bracket is going to be seen. It actually mounts on the opposite side.
On the side you want people to, on the bottom
side that you're going to be looking at.
Yeah.
Here. So we've been, the camera's been wrong the whole fucking time because this is the bottom.
Uh-oh, we got our first oopsie.
Oh, to prevent you from making a mistake.
Okay, so here, let's walk them through the mistake, right?
So, yep.
So we arrogantly recreated the mistake that everybody so commonly does.
Correct.
So let's show you how to prevent that mistake from happening.
So how to prevent the mistake is if you were to take one of these brackets right here and actually screw it to the motor here, the fan motor, where they go, and do your first one, you can take that off and replicate it. So that would be the easy way to. So obviously,
yeah.
Let's walk them through it.
We are trying to get this side to face down, so that way we see this side when we're using the fan, and this side is not. And as we put it together, we actually put it together wrong because this is the bottom of the fan, so it is actually upside down right now. So you won't see
nothing.
You won't see the correct side of the blade.
And the wrong side of the...
I'm going to take this apart and show you how to do it
the proper way.
One way, so that way you don't have the same problems I just did.
All the Amazon reviews were like, be careful, you have to read exact with the instructions,
right.
Otherwise you're going to mess up.
Okay, so in this other bag we have...
So don't feel bad, guys. Even experienced contractors mess this up.
Yeah.
Experienced?
Who's experienced?
Me.
Oh.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Duh.
So we're going to put this on the right way. So this bracket has this metal hump in it and these notches in it, and it helps prevent you from making the mistake that we just made.
So those go up.
Yeah, so you can't put it,
Well, actually they'll go down.
They'll go down because the motor's on upside down.
Right.
Correct. So you can't put it on the wrong way because because it won't set flat and tighten down. So we're going to put it on this way.
Obviously you can. Because we just did.
No, we didn't put it on because it wouldn't allow us to, which is how we realized we made a mistake. You weren't in the hole.
I know.
Randy.
That's why I moved my hands, so you can move it.
You're never in the hole, Randy.
Never in the hole. So if you line one of those up, you can then take your blade, because this is the bottom of the fan that we're looking at, so this is the direction we're going to be seeing the fan from, even though it's going to be up on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. But that seems so weird.
It doesn't make any sense.
Still
Give me the directions.
Okay, so we consulted the instructions, and we're doing it right now. We thought we messed up a second time, but we did not. But the thing is, show them that, take that off. So naturally, you'd assume when you have these indents in here, you would assume that the screws go into there to sink into those holes.
Correct.
But we are wrong because
they don't.
Yeah, because honestly, I think it's a really bad design from this fan company.
Design. And that's probably why everybody has problems with it, because we've put several hundred of these together. Not this particular one, but we put several hundred fans together, and by looking at a bracket, you can typically tell by the design of it which side should go which direction. And obviously, this design is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad design. It's just
it looks cool.
It's just not common to what we're used to.
Yeah.
Or what most fans are, or even brackets are usually made.
So now the bottom side you're going to have, or the side that's facing the ceiling, you're going to have your bracket, the hollow side of the bracket, the hollow looking skeletonized side of the bracket, versus the bottom, of course, where you'll see is still going to have that.
It's going to be pretty.
It's going to be pretty. So we're going to put all these on the right way, and we'll be back. So in essence, all we did at first, because all these are the same, these are the first ones right here, this was on backwards, okay? So you have to flip it to where, if you're looking at the side you want to see, that's pointing down, bezel, beauty bezel, with this thing underneath pointing to the right, to your right.
What?
The what?
A beauty what?
Beauty bezel. I don't know. I figured it'd be called a bezel.
Bezel is a trim.
Yeah, it's a little trim piece. Randy, quit dude. You can't cyberbully me right here, dude.
I know that. I mean,
Tired of freaking cyberbullies.
Scuba just
Put a like down below if you hate cyberbullies. Okay, so this is the piece right here. That is the correct way. So I'm doing the dark trim. It's gonna go up. You're gonna see your beauty little ring thing here, and then underneath, you're gonna have that, and it's gonna go out to the right. So we now fix these, and we'll be back. All right, so as you can see, all the fan blades are fixed thanks to me and my hard work.
Oh, fuck, you're funny.
Now we are installing the ceiling mount, ceiling bracket / trailer hitch mount. And that just screws up into the ceiling there.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that.
Really tight.
Really tight. How tight? Can you do a pull-up on it? Don't do a pull-up.
I don't want to do a pull-up on it. But it'll hold your fan. Wanted this nice little short piece. I have to finagle it up in here and try to wire everything.
Show us the short piece.
Can you see the short piece?
So it's like almost level with the... so we gotta like figure out...
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, it's almost like it was easier than you thought, huh?
No.
All that whining and moaning and complaining.
Now, how am I going
and-
to get to these wires?
Make 'em longer.
Have a short gap here.
Make them longer. Make what longer?
The wires, Randy.
This
Make
is
this-
all you get.
Make the ceiling looser and the wires longer. You know what I'm talking about, Randy. So now we just wire this up.
You have blue, black, and white. The blue controls
And green.
your light. The black controls your fan. So if you had on 2 separate switches,
You can do a
you
light.
could actually do hook one up to one switch and one up to another.
Does this
We're
have one of those
controlling
switches where you can the pull switch?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it has pull chains to control them separately. So if you're just running the entire thing off of one switch, you can still use your pull chains to operate one or the other separately, the fan or the light. But if you had 2 switches and you wanted to operate them individually, you could put one switch on this black wire that would control your light, and one switch on your blue wire that would control your black wire controls your fan, and blue wire controls the
One
light.
question.
And pause, because this banding is this little cheap LED. Hold on, I'm gonna open these windows. I forgot we have fucking blinds. Oh my god. Come on, dude. Fuck me.
There is better.
Okay, so now we are...
So we're shortening our wires because we only have this
Here,
much
face
space.
this way. I can barely... Or, yeah, this way is fine.
Yep, so we only have this, just a short amount of space to work with, so we're going to shorten these. And because our wires are really short up here, it makes it hard to set the fan up here and work with the wires together.
Yeah.
So we'll probably end up having one person hold the fan and the other person wiring it together.
Good thing we got a platform that's wide enough for 2 people.
And if you want those,
Don't mind the
platforms
room
to
mess,
work-
guys. This room is under construction. It's almost done.
We're getting closer.
Getting close.
The unveiling will happen soon.
Can't wait to wake up sweet, hop out of this sweet ass bed, go make some hot buttery biscuits
Go get some hot buttery biscuits from the shower.
in the shower.
Play in the rain. So we're going to wire both the blue and the black wire together because we only have one light switch.
Okay.
So when the light switch is on, it'll put power to the fan and to the light.
Okay.
But you can.
So
still
if you had
control
2
them
separate light
separately.
switches, then what?
If you had 2 separate light switches, then you would hook one to one
black.
switch and one to
The red.
the other switch.
Okay.
So most of the time they run a.
Black
Most
Look
wire.
at the lens, nerd.
Black
Sorry.
wire.
I'm not a
Wire.
star. So yeah, most of the time they run a 12-3 or a 14-3 wire, which just means you have a red wire, a black wire, and a white wire along with a ground wire. So it's actually 4 wires. So then you would essentially hook
Randy's better at looking at the lens than they do.
Yeah, so essentially you'd hook one either the blue or the black to the red, and then the other one to the other, and then you could control them individually on different switches.
Boom, boom, boom.
Are we done?
Randy,
Okay.
This is an art, Randy. This isn't just like slap a fan up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
You got to know the power. You have to understand the power.
Talk to the people.
You have to be the power,
Be
Randy.
the people.
So now we're just wiring that up. Okay, so we had a slight hiccup. Turns out I did not mess anything up. It was all them.
Yeah,
Okay. So there wasn't anything done prior that I
earlier-
messed up.
Black to black.
He cut the wires and didn't strip any of the
And-
the plastic back.
And I'll put right, if that's a lie, I'll put lie right here just to clear my name. I'll put that's a lie. That I
No,
would,
it's
that
not a lie.
I would never do something like that. You guys
He
know
did
that.
it.
That's a lie.
We're gonna put, because we only have one switch, we're gonna put the blue and the black together and hook it up to the black wire coming from the ceiling. Boop. Tighten that down. Make sure you guys use the right size wire nuts.
What size?
The right size. So depending on how many, depending
No,
on how
So for
many
3 wires, use the yellow one.
No, not necessarily.
Green. Is that yellow
So-
or green?
Not necessarily. This is yellow.
Okay.
But it's all based on how many wires you have coming in and the size of the wire coming in. So if you use a wire nut that is too small for the job, eventually they will probably
Work free.
come apart. But usually on the box or the
It'll tell you how many wires
it'll
per.
tell you how many wires and what size of wires.
What gauges and
wire
everything.
is able to, yep. So I've seen them melt and cause fires. So
So be careful, people.
be careful. All right, and then we're gonna use our orange one here because we have 2 small wires coming in for our ground wire.
It's all connected.
And
The ground wire that's perfectly hooked up there.
Yep. And then we're gonna
Perfect length.
tie this together. Now that that's done, we're gonna pull our wires out of the way and push our fan back up there in that bracket.
There. And make sure it locks into
Make
place.
sure, yeah. So it's in a triangle, and the bracket that it sets in is
Because
also in a triangle.
some people put them in like this, and it goes like this every time it fucking moves.
So locking it into place looks like what?
Basically, the part that we put in the top up here.
Can you see this?
Again,
I can't. I'm down here.
the part that we put in the top up here is a triangle.
Uh-huh.
And so is this. So we'll just take this whole unit and twist it until you feel it drop into place.
Okay, I gotcha.
Then that's all it really is. But if you don't get that done,
It's amazing how easy it slides into there with just a 1-inch pole on, Randy.
It'd slide a lot better if there was a 2-inch on there.
He just cyberbullied me. He threw something at me. You guys saw that.
No, I didn't. I didn't do nothing.
Alexa, call 911. Oh, she probably will. Alexa, never mind.
now that we have our blades properly
Mounted.
mounted on the right side that we're wanting to view, we're going to make sure that we put our bracket with the metal piece down.
Lining holes.
Line up your holes.
Put one in your mouth.
Yeah, it works best if you put one in your mouth. I like to
Put the
put them
drill
up in the
between
hole,
your legs.
get it started just a little bit. And I like to start both of them before I tighten them down.
Makes sense.
That way,
Hey,
because
they go in the
if
holes.
you tighten one, then it's hard to move the other side. Harder to move the other side around to get it where you need it to get it to
Right.
line up. So I just snug those up for just a minute, and then I'll go back later and tighten them down.
So the blades, whenever you put them up there,
Yep.
they interlock.
Yep. So this little flange right here is going to actually overlap on top of the next piece. So it sets on top of the next piece and will rotate around into place.
So
you
it'll
can
look like
line
it
up.
is.
So then you got a little overlapping action there.
Yep. So it creates
So it
a
looks like
nice,
that.
beautiful circle.
Final blade will show you the interlocking action.
So yep, this little flange right here will overlap this side. And if I can get it to quit rotating, you'll see it overlap on the other side. And then the screws go in. And then at this point, you're going to want to go back and tighten all of your screws down to make sure that you don't forget later.
Anything.
Yeah, because last thing you want is one of these things flying off on your face
That'd be fun.
in the middle of the night, taking a nap, enjoying a nice REM sleep.
Mhm.
Boom,
Fan blade.
fan blade
In
to
your
the-
face.
Right in the tooth.
right in the tooth. This up to the ceiling and cover up that mess. Just line up your screw holes. Put one in.
Can you reach it?
And that doesn't need to be super tight, it's just to kind of...
Yeah, just the cover of the.
Just a cover. We got to take this cover off of the light fixture.
Oh, those screws come out.
Like that.
Did it loosen up? Hey, looky there. Take it out.
I was right.
Take it
You were wrong. Bing, bong, bing.
Take it out.
Take it out.
The whole thing.
You know it. Take it
Pull
out.
this plastic off here. Now, if you look at this, you'll see there's 3 different holes here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to put 2 screws in on the fan.
Because 2 are locking.
Yep, because 2 will lock into place, so it'll temporarily hold it until you can get the...
Throw it straight up and down. There we go.
So you can, once you put your screws in, you can put the heads in,
And then
rotate
twist.
it around so that way it'll hold it in place, and then put your locking screw in and tighten these down.
Boom, boom. So you start your screws
Just
first.
start 2 of them, and if you notice there's a 3rd one back here on this side. We'll use that one to
Hold it in place.
hold it in place. Pull your wire down and through your hole here.
Put it through the hole.
Yep. And then line your 2 bolts that you put up there up with the holes, and then you can rotate them around, and then it'll hold on to place.
And then that hole on the 3rd one opens
the-
up to where you can screw that in.
Correct.
Boom,
and you're
boom.
going to want to tighten, insert and tighten this one before you tighten these other 2, because not always does it line up. So get this 3rd one in first. Line it up with the hole. And then you can tighten these other 2 down. This is your plug. It controls your light, and it also sends power up to the fan.
It's
And
nice
here's
and
the
nifty.
here's the other end of it.
Little harness.
Yep. And if you'll notice on this, you've got L's on this side, and on this other corner over here, you've got A's. And if you'll notice on this one, there are 2 L's on that corner, 1 on each corner there. And on the other side, there are 2 A's. Just line them up and push it together, and then there's a little clip that holds it in, holds it to place. So just
So we
put
get
the
the
A's together and the L's together. Push it together, and you hear it click. Okay, maybe you wouldn't hear it, but it clicked. So you can see that there's 3 of these locking slots here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's actually a 4th hole. So there's are 3 for locking, and then there will be a 4th one that will actually lock into place. So we'll just get these 3 started, put that up, twist it in, and then set our locking one in. I need 1 more. Up over the top of that, line up our bolts and holes.
Bolts and holes and nuts and butts.
Yeah, nuts and butts. Alright, there's 1, 2, almost 2. 2 and 3, and then
And
twist
you
it.
twist it and lock it in.
Twist it and lock it in, and then the 4th one goes over here, in this spot here. So we'll get that one done first
Tighten
before
down.
tightening the other 3. Alright.
Now we put the
Yep,
thingamajiggies.
make sure you run your chains. Make sure you run your chains through these holes here. That way they're out of the way and ready for later. Because if you don't, while you're trying to mount your
Here's your little
your
clip.
globe, it'll be they'll be in the way and kind of be a pain.
Mount those clips up there.
Yeah, and these clips came with it. They were mounted on before, but it just keeps you from pulling them out again.
It comes with LED 3000 warm temperature bulbs.
Yeah,
3000 is the Kelvin.
whatever that is.
You leave the white balance to the videographer, okay? You just worry about putting screws and holes.
Now, at this point, before you put your globe on, test your fan.
Duck. And it don't come on.
Yay!
We're gonna pull the chains. So there's your
That's
light.
light. Turn the light off.
That works.
There you
And
go.
we'll pull the fan. The fan goes.
And goes.
And then mount your globe if you don't. And you have something come loose later on down there, or you had something loose that you weren't aware of.
2 screws.
You have to take the whole thing back apart. It's just one less step that you have to do later.
Yep. That's why you test it before the globe.
Alright. So again, with the globe, we're going to get 2 screws.
Same thing, there's like the little slidey, locky, twisty things.
We're going to get 2 screws started. So that way we can get the slidey, locky, twisty things. We're going to take this thing.
Your motor guys here.
Okay, so those temporary stops that we had on the chains up here that come with it
Uh-huh.
are actually stops for inside of this. So when you have to put these kind of together. So we'll take this off of there. This one has a fan on it, so it controls the fan. But we'll run a chain through this hole, slide this little plastic stop over the top of the end of this chain. If I can get my big dumb fingers to, hey,
Did you fart, Rand?
fart.
That sounded
And then
greasy.
it slides back in and locks on there.
Show them the dangly chain thing. Look at that.
Look at that dangle.
It's kind of fancy.
Look at that
Isn't
And that's
dangle.
for the fan.
It's a dangle, eh?
It even says for a fan.
For a fan. Yep, it's got a picture of a fan on it. So it
And
goes
this
on
one
the
has a
fan
picture
side.
of a light bulb.
Yeah,
We
this
know
one has
from-
a picture of a fan on it.
Yep, and we know
This
from
one has a
testing our
picture of a
lighter
light
there that
bulb.
And this one has the light bulb on it right there.
Yeah.
so we know from earlier this side's our fan.
It stinks in here.
Why'd you crap yourself?
Close your
Who
legs.
farted? Turn the fan on. Who farted? I just wanted to test out the fan. That's why.
And then we'll mount our globe on because
There's the globe.
I got these 2 screws already started. So we'll get those lined up, slide in and locked in place. Maybe.
Locked and caulked.
There's one. Come on,
You
come
had
on.
one.
There's 2. Oh, there's 1. There's 2. Lock it. Swish.
Lock it.
There's
And
the
then
third
we'll
one.
put our 3rd lock screw in before we tighten that one down. Alright. And then we'll tighten these down. Got it.
Boom.
And now you have a light
Now you
and a
have
fan.
And now we
base
have.
fan.
Alright, so it powers on, light bulbs, and fan.
And if it wobbles,
Yeah.
It doesn't wobble. It looks like it's doing really well.
No, we do good. We do good work. We don't wobble. We do good work.
Wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble baby, wobble.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. There it goes, guys.
You know why I don't know how to do that? Because we do good work.
Because we do good work.
then if it wobbles, you have a little
So they give you a
Wobble,
Balance
anti-wobble
your-
kit.
balance kit.
balance kit.
So this is a paper on one side and not paper on the other. So underneath the paper is sticky.
Is it like a weight?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's basically just a heavy chunk of something. It's almost like it kind of feels like a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, leave the paper on. Figure out kind of
Which
which way the fan is leaning or sagging,
Wobbling.
and which kind of which blade is out of balance, and you clip that up there. Turn it on, and then if that works in that spot, you may need to slide it out or in a little bit further or change blades to get it to stop wobbling. Then you take one of these and stick it in place on top of the blade so you can't see it.
You would just like mock
Yep.
it up.
Right, so yeah, it just keeps, you slide this out, see if that helped a little bit, slide it back in, kind of figure out the sweet spot of it. Then you would take this, peel this paper off of it so it's got a sticky side.
The whole time you're sliding that back and forth, the magnet's attached, right?
No.
No,
No?
no,
Okay.
you just leave the magnet just like it is
Okay.
without this. Anyways, and then wherever that's attached, you can take one of these sticky things and stick it up there.
And that, it's like balancing a tire, kind of.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yep.
almost exactly. But
Almost exactly.
we did good
without
work,
it.
so
Don't need none of that.
trash.
All right, guys, we did the fan. That is the fan. It looks great, feels great. A lot of wind action, a lot of cool looking, cool action. Yep. Do that again.
Do the
Video's over.